Good morning, parents. Dr. Zafeer with you. Being a parent is hard work, and arguing in front of the kids is unfortunately an inevitability. We are only human after all. Please don't fight in front of your kids. This is my message today, and objective is to highlight the effects of parental conflicts on child's psychosocial development and to cope up with the situations. Parents are the first people a child learns to trust. Parents and families are the most important people in children's lives. The many different relationships people form over the course of lifespan, the relationship between parent and child is amongst the most important. There is no such thing as a relationship entirely free from conflicts and disagreement. All children see their parents argue at one time or another. It is well recognized that some of the stages a family goes through can cause conflicts. These may include learning to live as a new couple, birth of a baby, birth of other children, a child going to school, a child becoming a young person becoming an adult. Each of these stages can create new and different stress and potential conflicts. Changes in the family situation can also take a toll on the family and contribute to conflict. These may include events such as moving to a new house or country, traveling long distance to work, commuting interstate for work, change in financial circumstances. The opinions, values, and needs of each parent can also change, and they may find they are no more or no longer compatible. We all fight in front of our kids, but are we doing it right? Parental conflict is harmful to kids. Which aspects of parental conflicts matter? Frequent heated, hostile verbal insults, raised voice, parents become physically aggressive, parents withdraw from an argument or give silent treatment. Children may be unaffected when parents relate to each other calm and positively even during a disagreement. Solve the problem together and show children through their subsequent interactions that the conflict has been resolved. How exactly do children suffer from their parents' conflicts? Parental arguing and high conflict homes have been linked to greater levels of the stress hormone cortisol, increased blood pressure in babies, difficulty concentrating, compromised academic performance, disturbed sleep, anxiety, fear, anger, and also linked to attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. And it also linked to sadness, acting out and oppositional behavior, health problems such as frequent illness, delayed speech, toilet training, self-soothing abilities. Children from high conflict homes are more likely to have poor interpersonal skills, problem-solving abilities, and social competence. Two types of effects children get from parental conflicts: externalize or number two, internalize. They may externalize their distress in the form of aggression, hostility, antisocial and non-compliant behavior, delinquency, and vandalism. Or they may internalize in the form of depression, anxiety, withdrawal, and dysphoria. and also have negative impact on children. Romantic relationships in adolescence and adulthood, they perceive themselves and their social worlds more negatively. The high conflict relationships of one couple can produce other negative relationships in the next generations. Abused child will become abused father. Why does parental conflict produce these effects? Children of all ages can be affected by destructive interpersonal conflict. From a very early age, as young as 6 months, children show distress when their parents fight. A child as young as 6 months old can be negatively affected by harsh parental arguments. Young adults up to age 19 can be sensitive to conflicts in their parents' marriage. Parents in high conflict relationships tend to be worse parents, engaging in more criticism, aggression, making threats, shouting, and hitting. They may fail to form children a secure attachment to parents. In high conflicts home, children struggle to understand their parents' conflict. Children can come to blame themselves, find harmful ways of coping with conflict. On top of their negative emotions, children experience physiological reactions related to stress that may harm their brain development. Parental conflict affects some children differently from others because of their age, sex, temperament of the child, child's coping strategies, and the child's physiological reaction to stress, sibling relationships, attachment to parents, parents' mental health and substance abuse. Socio-economic pressure tends to worsen parents' mental health and increase parental conflict. Parents who fight in front of kids may do harm more than they think. Witnessing fights at home means they are 30% more likely to develop behavior issues. A study published in the Journal of Family Psychology says too much family discord can actually alter children's brains and make them process emotions differently. Now, how to fight in front of the kids? We all fight in front of our kids, there is no doubt. But are we doing it right? At one time or another, most of us have found ourselves arguing with our partner in the presence of little ears. It is impossible to agree all the time. This is true. Studies have shown that blood pressure rises in infants when parents argue within earshot. They may not understand the words, but they register the conflict and try to figure out what it means. On the other hand, children do learn positive lessons from parents' arguments. Kids need to know that even happy couples can disagree, and that anger is a normal, legitimate emotion. Each one of us, consciously or not, has a level of aggression we will tolerate in a relationship. The key is to recognize the signals your body is sending before your conversations becomes excessively heated. Is your anger building up to a point where the conversation just isn't going to be productive? Are you talking louder? Is your stomach churning? Your mind only focused on what your partner is doing wrong? Dial down the tension by taking a break. Get a drink of water or juice. Flip through a magazine. Resume the conversation when you feel calm again. If you are in the car, change the subject and come up with a plan to reconvene later. You may think your kids on the rear seat aren't listening to your argument, but they are listening. So make an agreement with your spouse that if an argument pops up, you will both press the pause button. Take issue with the behavior, not the person. Always start a conversation using I statements that describe how you feel about something. Example is this, that I get upset when you give the kids snacks right before dinner. Works better than we have discussed this 1,000 times, you never listen to me. So this is hostile statement. Delete the words always and never from your vocabulary. Don't force your kids to referee. All they want is a ceasefire. Children should never have to divide their loyalties. When you start to hear, Mommy, don't be mad at Daddy, it is a red flag that you need to tone it down. Don't try to win. Think of arguments as objectively as possible. They are simply problems to be solved. When you respond respectfully to each other's viewpoint, kids see that there is more than one solution to a problem and that compromise is not a bad thing. Mind it, if you have a mindset of my way and your way, then the only way is highway. Be sensitive to signs of kid stress. Children, like adults, show their anxiety in different ways. Some withdraw when they hear or even sense conflict, covering their ears or eyes, or running from the room. Some kids act out at home or school. Others rush to the defense of one parent or the other. Rather than becoming accustomed to the hostility, these children grow less resilient as time goes by. Headaches, stomach aches, overeating are all clues to the fallout from your fight is affecting them. Take care, your fight is being observed by your kids. Your child sees the argument. They tune into your tone and body, your body language, as well as to the emotional undercurrent of the conversation. You may be engaged in a lively debate about healthcare reform. Your child only senses that the two people he loves most are yelling at each other. If you catch yourselves doing this, slow down and lower your voice. Give a group hug, smile, and look your child in the eyes as you say, it's okay, mommy and daddy still love each other. Kids of preschool age may think they caused the dispute. Yes, they actually and usually try hard to avoid blame, but there is a bigger developmental force at work. They are ruled by magical thinking and believe they are the center of the universe. So they may think, if only I didn't bop my sister on the head, mommy and daddy wouldn't be yelling. Reassure them otherwise. School-age kids can also have trouble paying attention in school. Academic performance deteriorate and difficulty in getting along with friends. Researchers found that kids in high conflict homes may suffer from anxiety, depression, and sleep disorders. Children older than 5 or 6 will sometimes assume the worst, that you are heading for divorce court if calls go unresolved. Instead of trying to brush off a fight by saying nothing's wrong, acknowledge the disagreement and report the resolution if that is possible. And when there is no resolution, don't mislead your child, but explain that even working to resolve the issue helps everyone in the family. When you might need professional help, sometimes parents can agree to disagree, and sometimes they can't. If the relationship you have isn't the one you want, don't settle and don't continue to squash angry feelings. Talking to a professional, whether it is a psychologist or a marital therapist trained to work with couples, can help you find solutions to the problems that divide you. Counseling can also show you both how to recognize and acknowledge the parts you each play in the drama, provide a safe place to air feelings, and most important, teach you strong communication skills. 9 ways to stop fighting in front of your kids. Number 1, walk away. Number 2, decide what you don't care. If your spouse sets your shirts or skirt on fire, you will turn around and walk away. Number 3, write it down. Number 4, find a visual cue. Take it private and keep it private. Your argument should not go outside your home. Number 6, replace the word anger with your true feelings. Number 7, open up and reveal your needs. Find a solution. Finish with affection. Always, whenever you are fighting, always remember the good things and good events you had before. The best way to avoid a problem is to solve it. Remember, conflict can happen when family members have different views or beliefs that clash. Peaceful resolution depends on negotiation and respect for the other person's point of view. Seek professional advice if you think you need help. According to Albert Einstein, I would spend 55 minutes defining the problem and then 5 minutes solving it. Further to my advice, don't go to bed angry. There is a solution to every problem. Resolve your argument and then go to bed. Please share, like, and subscribe. Thank you. Stay blessed.